I definitely would have been like mom's fine ass and then friend.
So mom's fine ass.
Oh gosh.
That is funny.
Right. All right. That's the intro.
Yeah, right.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It's your co-host, Mr. Brown Broken Guapo, Jake, living the dream, one day, broke at a time.
Gang. It's your boy Spence, King Aquarius, Mr. 25%. I got a 5% raise. I don't know if you heard about that. I went from 20% to 25%. I'm moving on up, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit him with the applause one time.
Okay.
How, Sway?
I don't know. But so today we have some very interesting guests. Some are representing the CAF and also they friends. And I'll let them introduce themselves. So without further ado, Shivery's not
The
dead.
calf first.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Hey y'all, I'm Jem. I work for Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner, who open the CAF. Come by anytime, Thursday through Sunday. We're open. We're on 231 Trumbull in downtown Hartford. So.
Gang.
Wow, I've been fucking that up.
Yeah.
I've been telling people 229.
Well, because it was, and then the mailman got mad at us, and it was like, it's 231. And we're like, okay, it's 231.
Okay. I don't feel as bad.
Don't let him go postal on you.
I'm Ori.
That's not what you said behind the stage.
My name is Oriana, but
Okay.
I go by Ori. You can call me Ori. We're friends.
I thought you were
now.
going to say my name. I was going like, oh, shit, fuck it up.
Right. No. I am an artist. I've been selling my art recently. I've been doing things like markets. That's besides the point.
Do you do tattoos?
No, but I would love to start.
I feel like all artists selfishly should do tattoos and practice on me after you get a couple years of experience.
Okay.
So, do we have anything before we start with the question? Because I got some juicy shit. Juicy.
How do you guys know each other? Are we revealing that, or are we keeping that to ourselves?
No, this is my girlfriend.
Okay. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
The How'd I Get Here podcast is not responsible for any bruised relationships, breakups, makeups, or any of that shit, okay? So whatever happens on this episode, y'all motherfuckers take that shit home and don't blame us.
And that's
Nah, we
retroactive. We talking about the live podcast too. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Disclaimer. We good.
Yeah, we got. You love a good disclaimer.
I have to, because, niggas be getting shit and then pointing at us and saying we be
People
saying and doing
are
shit.
sensitive.
That's also like straight couples, right?
Ooh.
What you mean?
You've had
That part.
you've had straight couples on.
No, yes.
Yeah.
That was actually geared towards
You say
that.
you say
yes.
there's less strength in the straight couple.
I wouldn't say less strength, but there's difference in communication for sure.
Yo, that would
For
be a
sure.
dope episode.
Yes.
I don't know if that's like messy,
Family
but like straight couple verse. Is
We
that
just fucking fight them.
And they gotta have some time in too. Like, yeah, I like that.
Let's see who's the strongest.
It's gonna be us.
Ashley, jot that down. Shout out Ashley.
write
Shout out
that
Ashley. You got to give Ashley some FaceTime. Like
Right,
the
right,
folks love
right,
the
right.
FaceTime.
Pod manager.
Yeah, gang. So to start off this question, I don't know if y'all heard anything about what's been happening in social media as of late,
going
but y'all know Lil Durk, he a little cross-eyed, got blonde locks.
Yes.
All right, so y'all heard that he had a baby on his lady?
Had a baby on his lady.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So,
Thank you.
I got you. So he had a fiance, and come to find out, while being with said fiance, he had a baby with someone else that he kept a
Rough.
secret for a little while. So, lots
Didn't
of
Tristan Thompson do the same thing?
Tristan
Listen-
Thompson's a mess
listen.
in himself.
and my thing is Dirk. Shout out my boy. He's a dog. He got like 20 kids.
Oh, so
Does
he's
he
this
really?
generation's Fetty Wap.
No, he's Nick Cannon.
Yeah, he's Nick Cannon, but he's a liar. At least Nick Cannon keeping a buck with these people. But anyways, so people are bashing the side chick and saying, and I quote, "Bitch slept with Dirk knowing he got a girlfriend. Y'all females the problem."
What?
Now, yeah, I'm glad you said that. So, my question is, who should be held responsible if your partner is cheating, your partner who's cheating, or the person who knows he had or they have a significant other?
Whoever
I'll
wants to take it.
Yeah.
It's both of them.
Period.
It's both of them.
Period.
They're both in the wrong. If you know that this person has a significant other and you're fucking with them, that's on you.
If we can bifurcate this into percentages, right?
Whoa. Backpedal. What was that big ass SAT word you just said?
So if we can split,
Use the word.
bifurcate,
Word of the day.
Bifurcate?
Use it.
bifurcate,
Define
Word of
it.
the day.
huh?
Define it.
It's like splitting things apart.
Buys the stem to.
Like two.
Right.
Yeah.
For cake. Okay, cool.
It's 4K.
I'll have a definition ready for these things moving forward. Anytime I think I'm going to use a good word.
4K.
But so like if we're going to split these things in two and give them a percentage like a circle graph, is it 50-50 they're both in the wrong, or is it like 70-30? Because I personally don't think she's in the wrong. I think he's more than the wrong.
I think it's more him, definitely.
But why is she in the wrong? She has no commitment to this other person.
That's true.
Home wrecking is home wrecking.
But whose fault is that? Him or hers?
He allowed it.
And she's the one doing the wrecking.
But is she the one doing the wrecking, or is the person who's in the relationship?
'Cause he was going to cheat.
And I will not deny. I would say if you're doing the 70-30 thing, okay, I can get down with it. But she has, you can't just say it.
I'm giving her 5%.
5?
I'm
Okay.
giving her 5% only because she's active in it. But the thing is, I have no ties to this girl. I don't know her more than, all I know is that y'all together. But
Right.
obviously, you don't respect that relationship enough, and you fucking with me.
Right.
And my thing is, a nigga gonna cheat if a nigga want to cheat.
Right.
So regardless of if she chose not to be the culprit, he was gonna do it with somebody else.
That part. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because like, say he was being the good, wholesome fiance and ignoring things, right? And she tried to kick it to him. Nah, I don't want you. Someone else tried to kick it. I want you. Oh, but I picked you. People are always gonna shoot their shot, regardless. So it's his job to deflect and break. You know
Right.
what I
Give him
mean?
with the Heisman.
Yes.
So look,
The Heisman.
let me ask a question though.
Yeah.
How did they find out? Because if he was trying to hide it and it got exposed, is that different from if he came out and said, "Listen, babe, I creeped out on you and got this chick pregnant
2 years
My
ago?
bad."
2 years
Oh,
ago.
so
Right.
He had like the
So this kid is like 2 years old now?
yeah, I think a year. You know, because you got to do the deed 10
Right.
months.
Right.
Right.
so I'm confused. How long were they engaged?
I don't know too much about these folk. Like, to be honest, I don't give a fuck about Lil Durk. But like, this came up, and I'm in a group text with some toxic folk who really like.
I'm not in that group
love
chat.
diving into this.
Me neither. For the record.
But yeah, so they were talking about this, and I'm like, well, honestly, I don't know why y'all bashing the side chick. Like, you should just be bashing him. Like,
No, I agree with that. And there's like a power dynamic too, because this is a rich, powerful man, right?
and see, that's why once you get to a certain level of fame, it's like, are these people really for you because they genuinely like care about you, or is it just because you got money? And it's
Right.
like, well, shit, like you got 10 other baby mamas, you obviously gonna take care of me too, right?
So can I ask two questions? Because
Make it.
you brought something up that is gonna. I love how this shit happens. How we just start talking and then it jumps into the topic that we're gonna talk on the day.
Segue.
I heard he's a Libra too.
Hey.
He's,
Well,
he's
okay.
October
Oh,
Libra.
God.
First of all, Libras can do no wrong,
Here we go.
but we'll get into that, right? So you said, first of all, you're not for each other, right? So first part of the question is, do you believe, based off the universe or signs or things like that, energy, all things that we're going to dive into today, that someone is like, that someone is for you, like this is my person? And two, right, that brings up the question, like you said about Libras,
Yeah.
what sign you think she was?
That's a
So those are two very big questions. So let's start with the second one. What sign do you think she was?
without knowing,
Gemini.
side chick.
Gemini.
I'm voting because we can Google this right after.
Right.
I'm thinking. I don't think she's a Gemini. I'm voting Sag.
Sag? I was gonna say maybe Scorpio.
I was gonna guess a Scorpio,
Yeah.
and that's because they're super secretive.
Right, sneaky. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are the. Okay.
Yes.
You corrected me when I texted you the other
Yes,
day.
yes.
Right. So I was like, what did I say?
You used
Horoscopes, right?
Right.
And you explained that we shouldn't just call horoscopes because horoscopes falls under the umbrella of astrology. Correct. So let's explain that for everybody, the difference and everything, and then we'll hop into, the differences in the signs and everything.
I'll start with what horoscopes are, and then you can go into the astrology. But horoscopes are like, you open your paper and you look for instance, I'm a Pisces, so you scroll with your eyes, and it says Pisces. Your week is going to be full of this, and this, or you can find it online. Or do you remember Walter Mercado?
Nope.
You don't remember Walter Mercado? Are you Puerto
Walter
Rican?
Mercado.
Are you Puerto Rican?
Should I know who he is?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Guess I was under a rock.
For those that aren't Puerto Rican,
Guess I lost my Puerto Rican card.
Walter Mercado was this astrologer who had a TV show. Yeah.
You know if you see.
He's out.
No, but the
I
thing
showed
is,
you an
Spencer, like
image.
you would know.
Weren't
You
we
would know
supposed
if
to
you
lock
saw
the
him.
door?
8.
03.
I thought that was locked.
Yeah, right.
I locked it. It must
Clearly not.
it must have not been like pushed all the way in. Anyway,
That was alarming, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He almost got hit with a
I mean, I
mango
saw
box.
him, but I thought he was just going to keep it pushing.
right. I thought that he couldn't get in. Anyway, Walter Mercado had a show where he would tell everybody's horoscopes, and so you would like sit down in front of the TV. There's a Netflix documentary on him, by the way, if you're interested. You'd sit in front of the TV, wait for your sign to come up, and then he would be like, "Oh, Capricornio," and then he'd go on about whatever it is
Right.
that's like in the forecast. But
What channel did this come on?
not channels that you were watching because you don't speak Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I respect that you know.
And let's see. So birth charts are
Astrology as an umbrella.
yes. So astrology, there are signs, there are houses. You guys are probably very familiar with your sun sign.
Which one's that?
Aquarius for you.
Okay.
Yes.
I always get confused with the sun and rising.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sun is
Oh, you know your rising sign too?
and my moon side. Talk to
Hey,
me.
hey,
Okay.
You know how many fake astrologers are there out here?
Yes.
No, that's real.
I've been using that
We
line
met
for like
one before.
3 years.
Yo.
No shade.
When I tell people my moon's in Taurus, they're like, "Oh, that's why you're like that." I'm like, okay.
You're
alright.
like, shut up.
And they probably don't actually know shit.
No,
Right,
no,
right,
no,
right,
no,
right,
no.
right. No, I be very familiar with the signs. There are houses. So houses ultimately tell you where the manifestations of the signs are happening in your life. The planets are
Sorry,
also. Yeah.
I don't want you to speed past this.
Go.
What does that mean? So the houses say where the
Because
manifestation.
when you say houses, I just think
Okay.
Harry Potter.
So think.
yeah, the sword and
I'm a
hat.
Slytherin rising.
You're funny. Think like planets are like what's happening in your life.
Are they circling around me?
Yeah.
Yeah, each planet means something different. So like the sun is like your ego, your basic
Oh,
personality.
because I'm the sun. That's my sun sign.
Yes.
I'm an Aquarius. They're
Yes.
revolving around
So
me.
the month that you're
Yes.
born in, all that, yeah.
Let's go. Okay.
So think of planets as what's happening.
Yep.
Think of signs as what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So how it's happening. What's happening, how it's happening, and where it's happening. So planets, I said what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Signs, how it's manifesting. And then houses, where in your life it's happening.
Where it's showing up.
Yeah.
I like this. I'm like this. Is
Interesting.
That's what makes it so deeply personal. That's what. So like the people who like act like they know what they're talking about and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like Aquariuses," when in reality, you as Spencer have 12
So-
different 12 different placements and 12 different planets and 12 different houses.
So I dated a girl for a while who was really into this. So this is why I knew when someone was faking the funk because she
Yeah.
was about it. So she used to read my shit all the time. Like the same homework you had us do. Like she used to do that all the time. There was like these crystals all over the house. They'd be in front of the sun. They're recharging right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're what? Are they batteries? Yes, they are. I'm like,
See any cables?
Yeah, like she would put them in the tub with her and bathe in them. She had the tarot cards. I was like, this is a lot. Like, do you?
Yes,
like,
official though.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was 10 toes down. Like, we don't talk no more. She
What
was
was
a
her
Virgo.
sign?
Psycho.
Okay, we don't do Virgo slander here.
Are you a
Sorry.
Virgo?
No, I'm a Virgo rising. She's
I was
a
about to
Virgo
cut this
moon.
whole podcast off.
We don't do
Ashley's got Virgo in her
yeah,
chart.
we don't do Virgo slander here.
I mean, I'm sure. I
They're
think
misunderstood.
doesn't
okay?
everyone probably have
Can
everything?
I ask a question?
Definitely.
Because y'all motherfuckers going in right now. Right?
It's like, what's
I'm
happening?
still over here on Harry Potter. So I gotta
What house am I in?
so this shit is real.
Yeah.
Like can you really determine who or how a person is going to be, like their characteristics and so on and so forth, based off their signs?
Yes, I think you have to take a cohesive look at where everything is in order to have an accurate representation of
Right.
what they seem like. So it can be like what you're naturally born with, what characteristics you're naturally born with, the behaviors, things like that. But it also shows you how you can evolve them.
Should astrology be taught in schools?
I personally,
Extracurriculars.
Yes, as an extracurricular.
Why not like a core, like
Self-development should be a core class.
Right, and then astrology could just be like an
supplement.
element of it. Yeah.
Because it's very much about self-awareness. I think that if you're not interested in self-awareness, you will not be able to dive into astrology because you're too afraid to look at yourself. Like my dad, for example, off keep, he doesn't like astrology because he don't want to look at himself in the mirror. It's like sometimes it resonates too deeply where you're like, am I like that? Oh. When you just realize that you don't have to be like that, you can choose to use the right characteristics to develop yourself out of that.
Does he subscribe to it? Actually, never mind. That's neither
Next.
here nor there. It doesn't matter.
so Spencer's saying like should it be like taught in school? And like everyone kind of had like that quick hesitation before answering, right? So then it makes me kind of draw the line to like religion, right? Like should religion be taught in school? And people, some say yes, some say no, blah blah. That's another conversation.
There's
right?
religious schools.
Right.
You know?
Well, right, but
And
listen,
I-
if we
and
go down that rabbit
That's
hole,
the
right?
difference,
So then
yeah.
it brings the question, like, how does like astrology either align or coincide or go against like the idea of religion and things like that?
Ooh.
So that's a very controversial question.
I do this shit.
Yes. But I believe astrology definitely coincides with religion. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't like to admit it. It's like one of those things that are like, I don't know. Religion is just a means of trying to make sense of the world. It's a means of trying to put the pieces together. You have faith in something. You have hope. Astrology does the same thing in a different way. It's very much, I think, more self-reflective than religion tends to be. Religion, I think, traps you in a box. It like won't extend itself beyond, like it doesn't let you expand and integrate new ideas or philosophies into your belief system, which I think is really important. And I think that's how it goes against astrology at the same time. So it's kind of a little bit of both.
Do you think that people who are into astrology are more open to hearing religion's perspective than the other way around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when you're spiritual, you're spiritual. You know, like that. No matter where it develops, if you identify as a Christian, if you identify as nothing, and you're just you talk to spirit, you feel connected with it. And I have friends who are also deeply religious, but also believe in astrology and stuff like that. So,
what's the difference between spirituality and religion?
religion is organized.
Yep.
Spirituality is
Like it can be,
It's free.
it's deeply personal.
Damn,
Yeah.
love this shit. Love this game.
wow. It's been a while.
Yeah, there's no rules to spirituality. That's my favorite thing about it. Like religion, they want you to follow a text, or they want you to follow a belief system.
These
a
are the
practice.
rules set in
Right.
stone, and
Yep.
if you deter
Literal
from them,
stones.
and if you deter from them, you are in the wrong, and you
Yeah.
are going to no man's land.
Right.
Yeah, and it focuses more on where you're going after. It doesn't focus on the now. Spirituality very much connects you to you being, just existing, you being in the space of life.
And being present.
Yes.
So astrology, and I feel like this is like a duh, but based on what we're saying, like astrology is strongly based around spirituality.
Yeah. It's an element of spirituality, I would say.
Most people who dive into astrology are spiritual.
Right. Because they want to
nature.
find that higher meaning, that higher purpose. And a lot of people who like call themselves astrologers, they're like, oh, I'm helping other people find their purpose by reading deeply into their birth chart.
Okay.
And because like what she said about the houses too, and like where things manifest. So say you're this sign and this sign, and then it's like, oh, you're really good at teaching for like
Right.
You're with kids, or you're
Don't know
very
if I'm good at it, but no, I mean,
but you got kids that love you, right?
Right.
And
Hope.
Spencer, he's very good at his finances and
Right.
helping other people. So there's like, if Oriana was to read your charts and tell you these things about yourself, you'd be like, oh, like this is where this will manifest, you know?
And are you like fluent in this? Because I know there's some people who like read it and look, oh, I don't know what that is. I have to look that up. So like you could just read it and be like, oh yeah, I get it. Everything's aligning.
Pretty much.
Colonizer.
Pretty much.
that's wild.
Wow.
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to stop waving at people. Like,
What's up, girl?
That was too funny.
it rises the question, right? Because you guys have brought up the idea of like manifestation, right? And I first became familiar with manifestation, I'd probably say like really aware of it. You know what I mean? Like I think it's always been around in our lives, but we may not realize it.
100%, yeah.
But in 2019, but then when have you read the book The Secret?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
So
I read it during COVID.
me too.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of like 3 books that I've ever read in my life. But
Teacher.
yeah, hey, work smarter, not harder. But it gets redundant, but it's largely about manifestation, how to manifest money, how to manifest love, this, that, the third,
Yeah.
right? So it just makes me think like, is a lot of this just mentality?
I vote yes.
Because, but, and this is almost me playing devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
Because now if you're telling me like, I'm aligning with the stars and I am, and correct me if I'm wrong, like predestined in a way, because when I was born Libra this,
Yeah.
that, whatever. So like I was almost already set down this path, which we need to talk about because I don't know if it's possible that my path was already selected.
See, that we can talk about right now, unless you want to save it for later.
Well, I'm just saying like in regards to manifestation, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, does it line up? Because in my life, like I know I've purposely like written things down visibly, mentally, emotionally, like, all right, this is what I want. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I received it. You know how they say think it, write it, receive it.
Yep.
But then it's like, was that already mine? Did I manifest that? How is my life like? What did I just have to get here? Did I have to go through all this bullshit? How did I get here to get here? You
How'd
get
I
what
get
I'm,
here?
See what I did? But you know what I mean? So it's like, is this all predestined, or did I manifest it and I could have went down 2 different paths and I picked this one? All right, now 2 more paths branch off. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I would say that's like limitless though, the paths, and it's like a lot of it is like up to you. But I want Oriana to go into that because
Yes. So what she said, yes, completely limitless. You have free will despite you having a birth chart. So that's where a birth chart naturally talks about your instincts. It's like your natural inclinations, your behaviors. It doesn't focus too much on predicting the future, but it can talk about what areas of your life certain things tend to happen to you. So like, I was going to use an example. So the first house of personality, if you're a Virgo, that manifests very, very strongly in that sense. So Very, very strongly in the sense of you being very present with your criticalness. It's like you're very headstrong, you're very analytical, critical. Like I said, you're a very intense kind of person.
Headstrong.
That you can't really take yourself out of, but you can have insight into being less critical. You can have insight into being a certain way. You know what I mean? It doesn't tell you how you are. It tells you how you're likely to be.
So this is interesting. So telling you how you're likely to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, you were somewhat destined to be like this. And the more you learn about yourself, the more you can refine it. So that person's always going to be headstrong, analytical, psychotic. And through education of the signs, they could really refine these traits about them, is what you're saying.
And it's even like in yourself, like your personality.
So let's do this real quick,
Yeah.
right? Go down with each of us, like on our main sign,
On our
right?
sun signs?
We right
So I'm a Libra. I don't know whether it's up, down, left, right. I just know I'm a Libra,
Right.
right? So
Yeah, air sign.
what does that say about me? And everyone in the room that knows me can say if it's true or false. And then we'll go down the line.
So Libras care very much about harmony. They are the mediators and diffusers of situations. So I have an example that actually just happened that popped into my head when you were like, oh, I'm a Libra. So I don't know if someone was going back and forth with somebody and then you interjected and like tried to like diffuse the situation for a second. Nobody was here for that? Okay. So
Probably happened.
but yeah, you kind of like interject when you feel needed. You are very much about like balance, and you love beauty and things all related to art and pleasure. Like you are for the aesthetics, but you aren't just for the aesthetics. It's like you care deeply about beauty and art, and you try to bring that into the world. It's like you try to project it into the world too.
Room, do we agree, disagree?
Yeah.
I'm toxic. I just hope certain people are listening to this.
I think you definitely like curate yourself to be like a certain, like,
Right.
I think that's pretty spot
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
My boy goes on hikes. He loves nature.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you see beauty in a lot of things, and even having this pod with Spencer, it's like
it's very Libra of you.
right, and you
I feel seen.
you're naked, or even like in our text conversations, we were talking about all about the education, right?
Right,
and
right.
like you were so keen about us educating you on
Right.
stuff that you don't know, because there's beauty in that. There's beauty in the unknown, that sort of thing.
That is very interesting.
Wow.
Wow. All right, now while I like get mine fucked over that, yet next.
My turn.
Pisces. She
I'm
knows
actually
all about
wearing- I
herself.
don't know
Oh,
if you
that's
can-
my no. Yeah, that's my rising sun.
It's Rihanna and Kurt Cobain, the patron saints of Pisces.
Oh.
Fire.
So
I'll send you the link. Yeah.
there's a lot of Pisces slander out there, but
I like Pisces.
Thank you.
I genuinely love Pisces so much.
You're biased. No, I'm joking.
I know that. I am. Every person who I love so much is a Pisces. And it's just because they are so dreamy. They're like very imaginative. They
Gem's
care very
blushing, by
much-
the way.
They're very connected to
happens
their
very easily.
intuition and their intellect. They're like extremely, extremely connected. Like you should be focusing on your dreams a lot. They tell you things very, very easily. You're compassionate, extremely compassionate. Like I said, sensitive.
I'm a baby.
But Pisces are just super emotional and soft, but they have a dual sign, so they can also
Don't play me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm close to
Adaptability.
the,
So this change up is quick. It's like just as quick as you can be compassionate and dreamy and imaginative, you get cold quick. It's like that switch turns off and you're Pisces, but you're an unevolved Pisces.
Do y'all know that meme where it's like, I can be your angle or your devil? That's me.
I'm gonna
I
scoot
don't
this
know
way.
that one.
It's like it's angel spelled wrong.
I
It's,
don't
it's
want no
spelled like
smoke.
angle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Got it.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, y'all don't know me too well, but does that resonate
I know
with
Pisces.
Yeah, I would say too, like, they say like March, like every sign has two signs.
you? Right. Because we're February and March.
One month versus another month. So
Mm.
I would say for Pisces, like February Pisces are more on the chill other side. Where March
Yes.
Pisces, they're really hot and cold. It's like I could love you or I'm gonna fuck you.
Right, like
Definitely.
the June
Right.
Geminis, they the devils.
Yeah. He said that.
The June Geminis.
Oh, we could slander June Geminis. That's
The reaction we just got.
Them June Geminis.
They different.
shit.
I'm about
But
to get
the
in trouble.
Geminis that are closer to Cancer.
Oh, I don't
So
know.
cute.
He said, I don't know. All right, next.
Miss Leo. Well, unless you want to do
Can't do
Spencer
myself.
first.
Whatever. I don't matter.
What you're in?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
Aquaman.
Hashtag greatness.
Aw, so
Aquarius.
Aquariuses are very, I would say, rebellious. They're eccentric. They, yeah, it's okay. You're eccentric. I love you. But they're very, I would say, yeah, changeable is the best.
Malleable.
Malleable.
I like
That's a good answer. Good
Word.
word. Thank you. Aquariuses are very whimsical in nature. They are very intellectual. They care about intellectual stimulation. They're a very social sign. So, but it's like a social but kind of detached at the same time.
There's like
It's
a
one of
reclusive
those-
aspect.
Yeah, it's
Yo, if you had the name Spencer Cephas in the dictionary, that definition would be literally. That's very interesting.
And a lot like Pisces too. Aquarius is like, they have to be different.
Yes.
Like I have to be different. Like I
They're
wake up every
I
morning, I look
say-
in the mirror, and I'm like, I can't be basic. Like,
No, legit. Like, cause I work in a very cookie cutter like industry.
yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, like I got
Even your septum piercing.
Oh
like,
yeah. I took the world by storm this year. They're just like, yeah, this dude is just wilding. Like, yeah.
That's the guy that's
Yeah,
that's
that's me.
managing my money. Whose nigga is this?
He got something in his nose.
Yeah, right.
So, you
I want to hear about Leos because I've dealt with the Leo before, and
you've dealt with the Leo.
So let's hold on.
That sounds.
You said you can't do yourself.
I can,
She definitely can.
but I
She
know
definitely can.
myself.
All right, so then let's
So it's
all
hard.
try to describe a Leo
Okay.
and see if we can get you.
So she's not a stereotypical Leo. So if we're talking about Leos in general, we can do that,
wait.
but-
You're biased. Though. You just have to describe
No,
a
no,
Leo.
no.
I was
No,
just
like
about to say
genuinely, she's not a stereotypical Leo because one, she's a 12th house Leo, so that's the last house.
that. So she's getting into specifics.
But
Yeah.
see, we wouldn't know any of that. We're just gonna talk about Leos and see if it fits her.
Okay.
See, when I hear the Leos that I think in my life,
Yeah.
right, and I'm thinking there's 4 people that come to mind. Very prideful,
Oh, that's 100%.
right?
Loyal.
I said you're different. Listen
Willing to do things on their own.
to a fault. To a fault.
I've found.
I guess that's a better way to. I think that's a better way to say it. Headstrong. And the last, well, that would have been the next characteristic. So I would have said prideful and headstrong are probably the 2 main characteristics when I think of all the Leos that I know.
And it's a fire sign too, so they've got that fiery aspect to them. Yeah, very spicy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because gender, I mean, if we're doing like binary gender, then like that's very real. Because
Right.
like the way that like Leos manifest in men, it's like very like machismo, like you know, chest out, all that stuff. Like, and for instance, she talked about her father, very
He's a
like
triple Leo. That's the only reason I mentioned it. That man is
like 100% Leo, and
Right.
he's like my last name is my last name, ooh, like that sort of thing, you know, like. And you can't step to him because as soon as he thinks that you're stepping to him, it's like, what do you know?
So Leos have little man
July.
syndrome.
July, August.
But she's August 20th, so she's literally nearly a Virgo. Spencer is not happy with that.
Oh God. It's PTSD.
Right. How about you? What would you say about Leos?
I don't feel like I'm describing myself. Okay.
You don't have to.
Leos are very, I would say, like you said, prideful, headstrong. They're very charismatic. They are very creative, passionate. They can be aggressive in their pursuit of what they want.
I likes you and I want you.
Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Leos are just a force to be reckoned with. They care about being the boss. They're like egocentric. That's
Okay.
How about you, Spencer?
The Leos I know in my life, very aggressive, loyal, passionate, fiery, like spicy, and strong-minded. Like, they're right until they're right until they're right until they like die wrong.
that was perfect. Yes.
Spencer the astrologer.
So, all that's interesting, right? Because you know how you tell someone like, yo, I could feel your energy when you walked in this room. You know what I mean? Good energy, bad energy, like energy speaks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like
Yeah.
now that I'm getting older, I'll be 21 next month.
Hey.
And like I'm more sure of myself, right? It's like I'm confident in my energy, right? So like what can you tell about an energy, or what does energy tell about a person? And on the flip side of that, and this is I guess like the next question. Somebody once told me, be careful who you have sex with, because like you can't have sex with too many partners because like energy transfers, right?
Yes.
And what are they? I want to joke and say it's oxycodone, but I know it's oxytocin. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not an idiot, but they would have been like, oh, this guy, what did he drink today?
Wow.
But you know what I mean? So it's like, let's talk about just like energy in general. You know what I mean? Because like there are certain people that like when I talk to you, like I can't help but like, all right, my mood's changed.
Yeah.
Whether it's for the better or the worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like some of my aunts, they're some of the most miserable, negative, annoying people ever. And it's just like this, but that's your energy. You know what I mean? It's like, as I got older, it's like, bro, I actually don't want to be around that energy. When then there's certain people, it's like, actually, I fuck with your energy. Like being, do you know Shane? Elijah's friend comes.
White boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something about him that every time I see him, it's like, bro, just come here. Like he has such a good, just like energy. You know what I mean? It's like every time I see him, it's like, oh, Shane, like such a dope guy. You know?
The Barrio Boys.
Yes. You know what I mean? So it's like there's certain people that just have good energies, bad energies. You know what I mean?
No, it's very real. Very, very, very real. And I would say that everybody's intuitive, but it's just a matter of how you tap into it, right? So say you're intuitive, but you're not really well versed on this kind of stuff. But even with what you just said about Shane, like you feel how you feel when you're one, around somebody, and two, how you feel when you walk away from them. So say you meet someone, you're like, wow, this is a really cool person. You leave and you're like, that was a really refreshing experience.
Right.
You
Like
know,
a good
like,
interaction.
Yes, like,
yeah.
and this person makes me feel better about myself and makes me want to be better myself.
Right.
Whereas other people, you walk away and you're like, I need a shower, like.
And it's so funny that you say that, because like I'm a very social person. Like I believe that I can talk to anyone and carry a conversation, right? But the same way, like I step into a room, like before I go talk to people, I always feel the energy out. You know what I mean? Because it's like I often go with my gun. It's like, actually, no, I don't like you. And people are like, oh, you don't even know him. But it's like, nah, but I feel it. You know what I mean? And it's like, granted, if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. And I'm not right.
And you can prove me wrong, too.
Right.
Like, show me.
Right. But it's like, to me, energy speaks. And like, I can step into a room. And before I talk to anyone, I'm like surveying and being like, all right, let's peep how this shit is. Before I really allow you access to my energy, right? Because I know this energy is fucking great, right?
Immaculate.
So like, before I give that, let me see what you're putting at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I think you should always trust your gut, no matter who it is. Like she said, everyone is super intuitive. It's just a matter of trusting your intuition. The intuition is always there for you to access. Trust that shit.
How do you tap into that though? Like, is it like a superpower?
Trusting yourself.
So,
It's like
it's genuine trust in yourself.
Yeah.
Meditation is probably the best
Ooh,
form.
I was gonna ask you about that later.
But yeah, meditation is probably like the first thing that people who are just getting into spirituality and like wanting to learn more about energy and things like that, meditation is the best tool because it completely quiets the mind and keeps you present with yourself. So you have no outside factors influencing you. You're just realizing that you are a person living this life.
It's so hard though.
It is.
Have you ever been to Float 41?
No.
All right. Have you ever heard of float therapy?
Is that like the whatever chamber?
Yes,
Yeah.
the saltwater
Yes.
chambers.
Yes.
So I did it and I loved it, but in case you haven't noticed, I don't know how to stop talking. So like I actually couldn't get my mind to shut off. You get what I'm saying? And there's been one time that I meditated. I was in New York, right? And I was in an apartment and I laid down in like the middle of a room. It's probably like half the size of this,
What
right?
borough were you in?
Huh?
What borough were you
We
in?
need not speak of that. There was a zoo nearby, though.
The Bronx.
Yeah, that it was.
I don't know why we slander in the Bronx. You see my hat right now? I am a
but
Bronx bomber.
This might be the first good story of the Bronx ever.
Hey, yo,
So-
No, that we told.
that we've told.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
I've got a lot of trauma. But right, so like I lay down in the middle of the room. She was like, "Close your eyes," blah blah, whatever. And like I swear to God, I got as small as this rock, and the room got as like big as this block. You know what I mean? And like I swear I could hear like sirens 4 blocks away. You know what I mean? But I was like, damn, I wish that I could like do that again.
It's practice.
True.
Have you ever tried guided meditations?
Yeah, but it's just
doesn't do it for you?
It's tough to just like. I think if I were to like lay down on this floor and you were to like guide me through meditation, would be different versus like sitting there with a YouTube listening to guide. Because now I'm like, all right, I got to get comfortable. I got to shut up.
Yes.
I got to shut my mind off.
But again, that's practice.
Right.
So you go from a 5-minute guided meditation to a 10-minute one to a 15-minute one to a 20-minute one, and you just build that tolerance of like being able to sit there in your silence. Even and the goal of meditation isn't to completely silence the mind. It's just always to like come back
Like
to what's
navigate,
important.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to, back when I used to smoke copious amounts of marijuana. I used to meditate by packing a bong, getting it like real chiefy, right? And I would take a huge hit, like as deep as I possibly could until I could barely breathe, and then I would exhale. And then when I exhale, I would literally go into like my meditation.
That's called going to sleep.
No, but that deep breathing too, like that's a form of meditation in itself.
Yeah. Then like once I got, then I would control my breathing. I used to meditate a lot. Hence why when you were talking about intuition, I tell people, oh, that's my superpower. Like my intuition literally tells me anything I need to know before I even realize it.
Yes.
Like some of my closest friends are just like, oh yeah, you good people. Like I don't know much about you. I just know you're a good person.
But that's the thing. Like somebody said to me the other day, and I actually posted on the page, the worst thing people do for their self-growth is ignore their feelings or something. You know, I forgot what it was, but how do you know when to like listen to the universe, listen to the intuition? And like, I feel like that's something we're not even really talking about much, because it's like me, I'm not like a religious person. So like, yes, I was raised in the Catholic Church, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But now it's like, I believe more in the universe. Like the universe is continue to put you through something until you learn your lesson.
Yep.
Karmic cycles.
Yes.
Wow, I was gonna ask you guys about karma. That's why I was like, you know my nose. But you know what I mean? So it's like, how do I like then, and I think you kind of hit on it earlier, like trusting yourself. You know what I mean? Not questioning yourself. Not like, all right, like Spencer said, there goes my intuition telling me, bop, bop, bop. It might not be what I want to do, but let me just be brave enough, because I don't know what's on the other side.
Exactly. I think you need to practice meditating to quiet your mind for sure.
Take some edibles.
Because I feel like your intuition can never be wrong.
Right.
You can try to think yourself into scenarios, to try to convince yourself of things.
Right.
But the gut feeling, the true like, oh damn, I don't even want to believe that, but it's true type of feelings, never wrong.
And it's funny you say that, because I was telling somebody at work the other day, I was like, yo, my brain is about to explode. And she was like, I would hate to spend 10 minutes in your head. and like Spencer says it all the time. He's like, bro, the way your mind works is crazy, and you don't even smoke. He's like, bro, I would actually love to like get you high one time just to see where your mind would go.
Bro.
And it's like, yo, Maybe one day. Don't let my
Maybe
mama
one
hear
day.
that.
We're gonna bleep that out for his mom.
So facts. So let's talk about like karma, good luck, bad luck, all that. Is that real?
Yeah.
We're not gonna tell the story about my bad luck.
No. No.
They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jacob
You don't
ha-
need to know.
I wanna
Jacob has
know.
like a ritual that he does that brings bad luck
To other people.
to himself.
So I don't do it anymore. We'll just leave it at there.
Yeah,
We'll just
yeah.
leave it there.
So at least you don't do it anymore.
Right.
So, I think this also ties into the sexual partners and the exchange of energy because, man, I'm learning this too. Because I was, what's like a nice, politically correct way of saying this? I was,
That's growth right there. That's growth.
Right.
I was I don't know. I was in these streets like as a kid. Like
Yo, could I interrupt you real quick?
yeah.
I just got a text message that my offer got accepted on the house.
Hey!
And now they said the deposit check needs to be taken. I'm like, that's a lot of money.
You got
Niggas
it.
got a
You
house.
That's,
bad.
That's
My bad.
dope. So yeah, as like
He was in these streets.
I was in these streets from like 18 to 25. What's it called? Soiling my oats? I don't know. But whatever. So I'm realizing this as I'm getting older. Like there was definitely a dopamine fix that I was getting in the moment, and I could never get enough. Right. So it was like, oh, what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? And now, like I'm in my old age of 30. I'm like, oh, like there was a lot of lessons that I missed out on just because I was looking for my next fix. Whereas, like, you know, some people were all about the drugs and whatnot. I was about chasing women.
But that's a drug in itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Let me tell you. It's just like I'm here with you. So yeah, like that. I'm also realizing, like, now that I'm trying to have genuine, meaningful, long-lasting relationships, I never gave myself the opportunity to open up in those type of relationships because it was like turn and burn.
Right.
And now I'm just like, oh shit. Like, they're like, so what do you want in a relationship? I was like, I don't know, you? Like, I don't know. I'm pretty easy. But that I think is I don't know if it's a karmic cycle because I always relate karmic cycles into bad things.
I mean, it's yes and no. There's both. You want to talk about karmic cycles?
So karmic cycles,
She taught me a lot about karmic cycles.
Karmic cycles. So there are so many people in your life that are meant to be lessons.
Say it again one more
There
time.
are
Say it slow.
There are so many people in your life that are meant to be lessons. Yes, we can all relate. Sometimes you fall into those traps and the world will bring them back to you. The world will bring them back to you over and over. Yes,
If
that
you didn't
specific
learn?
person, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know it's not a trap though, and not that there's actually at that time supposed to be in your life?
Well,
Like just because they're
supposed
left
to
once,
enter
The
your
trap
life.
is you learning to get out of it.
Right.
Yes.
Or how you deal with it in general.
right? But so because someone left your life once means they're not supposed to be there
No.
at all.
No.
You're thinking of it as one person. It's like the same situation.
Right, and manifesting in different people.
Yeah.
So kind of like what I said earlier, the universe is gonna put you through the same
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Sometimes there are soul ties between two people.
Twin flames.
Twin flames are a thing.
Okay.
But soul
But
ties
people
happen.
overuse
For
that.
example, oxytocin. So the hormone that's produced when having sex is actually the hormone that bonds the baby in the womb to the mother. So that's some serious shit. That's like you're creating the bond that's there. As soon as you start having sex with somebody, it definitely matters the intention. If you guys both aren't having orgasms, then it's not as strong as a connection. But as soon as you do, it's like,
And disclaimer, this is not slut shaming. Y'all can
No,
fuck
no,
who
no.
you want.
Exactly.
It's just energy.
be careful who you let into your
Exactly.
energy. It will affect you. It stays with you, and it's hard to disconnect from.
That's a fact. There's people who still try to like reconnect with my energy that I thought we were done with. I was like, bro, like, It's been like 7 years. What's good? Like,
But like even in
It's a test.
friendships, right? Like
yeah, that too. And like I mentioned it before, like there's people who think 19-year-old me is still 30-year-old
that
me.
part.
Yeah.
And
Yo,
I'm like, nah.
if you knew me before like this year, you didn't know me. Like
that part.
unless you were actively
Facts.
in my life, you cannot be a judge of my character like at all. And that's a testament to growth too. Like like you said, 19 is such that age where you're just such an asshole.
Yeah.
You're like a narcissistic asshole, you know. And then people, you grow up, you find yourself, and then people are like, wow, you're different. It's like, no fucking shit.
Like I hope
Word.
You know?
I grew up. So to kind of like switch gears a little bit, right? You know when they talk about when like Mercury is listening to reggaeton?
I haven't heard that one before. Yeah, I've not heard that one.
Yeah, Mercury's listening to reggaeton. They got Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee, everything. Yeah, there you go.
so. Drinking
What is all that shit about?
You know about retrograde.
So Mercury in retrograde is pretty simple. People make it sound mad complicated, but Mercury rules communication. It rules the mind. It rules
Sign is in Mercury.
all things related to your intellect. Mercury in retrograde. Retrograde means the planet is spinning in reverse. So any progress that it's supposed to be
Mercury
making.
spinning in reverse?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
How does that happen?
Like, is that real? Does it actually
planets go in
spin?
retrograde? Like any planet can
Like
go
it
into
stops
retrograde.
and just like
Goes the other way.
I'm gonna spin the block. Like,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a slow. Yeah.
Really?
It's like a slow. It's like it's not a complete stop, but it's just a decision to move the opposite
does
way.
the Earth do that?
No,
I don't think so.
How come Earth is the only one that's not included in all this?
that's a good question for the scientists.
This is interesting.
Like Earth. Yes, gravity.
Like
we
humans,
have-
right? Yeah.
But not
solar
living
system
beings.
is.
Well, like we're one of the we're one planet that literally like there's reports, documentation that there's like actual life on this planet versus like other planets that's still very questionable. So I think that might tie into the whole fact of like wait, Earth cannot necessarily be in retrograde because species of human beings and other life forms have like claimed it as its own versus like other planets are still kind of like
They're
we're
inhabited,
figuring
but
out.
not.
Yeah, like they're inhabited or
Yeah.
like they might be habitated by some creature but they don't know.
Because we don't have the
Imagine
means.
if Earth
Yeah.
like goes in retrograde and like I'm no longer right-handed, I'm
Yeah.
left-handed.
Oh my god.
Imagine we all feel it.
Yeah, like whoa, okay.
Interesting.
But
interesting.
it's also like a test of like communication and like strength and different things like that. So like,
Technology goes crazy sometimes during retrograde.
or for example, we went
Apple
to
has a new launch.
Orlando
Right.
this past May during retrograde. Every single thing that could have went wrong did.
That's
Bro,
what they say, right? Whatever can go
every
wrong will.
Yeah.
single
So
thing.
like not necessarily with like in travel, like our travel was fine, thank God, because I have like a lot of travel anxiety. But like I got COVID on our vacation. So like halfway through our vacation, I was like,
Just shut shit down.
yeah,
Lame.
you know, like stuff like that, where it's just like severely inconvenient, but it's a test to how you deal with these things.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Everything's a test of how you deal with things.
Yes.
Because you can, a lot of people say like during retrograde, you shouldn't be making any big decisions. You shouldn't be quitting your job. You shouldn't create a relationship or disband a relationship just because it's all like.
Should be reflecting.
So
Spencer's like, that's around the time my last relationship ended.
no, so but okay, so here I gotta check with the last live podcast.
my fault.
So if that's the case, right? When Mercury's in retrograde in reggaeton, Gatorade, are you no longer able to trust your intuition?
No, you are.
Your intuition.
But
will
if I
tell
want to
you.
make a big decision based on my intuition during retrograde, well, then what?
But if depending on how big the decision is, it can wait. You know, instant gratification and stuff like that.
I don't like that. So how long is a retrograde typically? 30 days, 60 days?
It's not very long. It's like 15, 16.
That's
like,
half a month.
but versus a whole month, you know.
True.
It does.
About 15, yeah.
Yeah.
15 days. No making big decisions. Now I'm actively gonna make big decisions in retrograde.
And see how it serves
There
you.
goes the
See how-
Aquaman in him. There goes
Yourself,
There goes
right.
the Aquaman in him. So,
Do a little test.
Rebellious as fuck. What
Right,
did I say?
right.
Yeah, I
Who
can't-
knew?
so let's chat about birth charts.
Oh, okay.
Some people did their homework, some did not. Some turned it in, some said,
I was not a
Yeah.
good student.
let's talk. Tell me about myself.
So I mentioned your Libra already.
Libra gang.
So
Got it
you know, I think you both your moons are in Taurus.
That's interesting.
Right.
We're both air signs, and both of our moons are in Taurus.
And Earth, yeah.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Talk nice to me or
Means
don't
you're
talk at all.
stubborn.
Me? Stubborn?
AF.
I'm stubborn?
What? You don't think so?
Trying to
Yes, you're
hold it
stubborn.
like here.
You're stubborn. That's okay.
How stubborn
you're
is?
Wait,
stubborn.
you don't
You're
think you're stubborn?
Huh?
You don't think you're stubborn?
I think I'm like
Fact.
flexible. Like
Right.
I'm not flexible.
I think the Libra makes you flexible. Yeah. But
Like I think
You
I,
want to be flexible.
both can exist at the
I
same
think
time.
I go with the flow of things. And I think if I was stubborn, that would mean I'm showing me being stubborn right now.
Yeah.
But
And this is your moon sign, so that's why we're like you're a man. Your
It's your-
emotions.
Inner world,
Yeah.
your emotional self, your habits, your instincts. It's very much
That's
you.
what moon is?
listen, don't
Yes.
talk to me in that tone. I feel feel bad about myself.
No.
And a lot of the time, people resonate with their moon signs surprisingly more than they resonate with their rising or with their
Because you
sun
feel
sign.
so much.
Exactly, because that's the part of you that you feel the most.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't sound like you resonate with being stubborn, but are you loyal? Okay, we're gonna leave that one. You like stability.
Most would say I'm loyal. Some would question it. We'll leave it at that.
All right,
Okay.
let's leave women out of it. Would your friends say that you're pretty loyal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I got 5 friends.
Specific. right.
Thank
No,
Yes.
you have a very stable inner world somehow. Like you don't struggle with like the emotional turbulence that a lot of people do. You're an overthinker for sure.
Yeah.
But-
I'm not an over. Wait.
I feel like you struggle with emotional turbulence. Like yeah, you
More
'cause
than others.
Right.
you're more well. You know what? Yeah, because you're more emotional than I am, and I'm.
Everyone's more emotional.
Yeah,
than me.
yeah. So when I see it, I'm just like
Emotion.
yeah.
He hides it. Yeah.
Suppresses his emotion. Oh, so this is so cute. Moon and Taurus. This is supposed to be about both of you. This one.
He said,
so,
"Don't talk to me."
So
We're talking about Jacob.
stubborn?
Yeah, right.
You think you're stubborn?
I know I'm stubborn.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. He said, hell yeah.
yeah. I'll admit that. I love my Taurus side.
And there's also that creativity aspect to it, and also the Earth sign. So that's like, grounded and also like very driven. I know a lot of Tauruses that I know are like have their own businesses.
Like I don't know anyone, and Jacob says this all the time. I don't know anyone who has longer days than us.
Right. And you guys work hard,
But
and
you
you guys
guys
are
love it.
dedicated.
Like
But you
we're
guys
going on
love
14 hours right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is my math right?
I was up at 3:45.
15. I'm sorry.
But of course, sleep.
15, almost 16 hours right now.
All right, that's the end of the podcast. We're going to bed. Bye.
The thing is, we still got juice.
Right?
Oh my god.
Facts. Like this is normal.
right.
So yes, the rest of the
Supposed
birthday
to-
chart.
I apologize.
Birthday.
Not
Yeah, start with his.
my birthday chart.
It's not wrong.
It's my birthday.
It's just funny. Birthday chart.
Mercury and Scorpio. So
I understand why you and Elijah get along so well. Like,
Because we're cousins.
well, other than that, you guys both have a lot of Scorpio placements, and you both have a Scorpio Venus. That's like your love planet.
Interesting. So break down like the ideology of a birth chart. Like is it going down every sign in my like what is a
those
birthday
the
chart?
houses? Is the birth chart the
Slither.
houses?
It's in it.
it's
Yeah, I'm on.
the planets. It's
Right.
each planet in what sign in what house.
Gotcha.
So the planet is Mercury, the sign is Scorpio, the house is 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Got it.
Yeah.
And 1 through 12, that house means something different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
all of this applies to me somehow.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a pretty good graphic about like houses and how they manifest, but Oriana, go on.
So Mercury and Scorpio, you are not afraid of taboo subjects.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. It's very present in your demeanor. You're very, like I said, ambitious, you're headstrong, you're focused, you're determined, persistent, magnetic, mysterious. All words that I would associate with being a Scorpio. So, oh well. But yeah.
Have you met me?
No,
Hashtag
actually,
Mercury.
Today.
So yeah, that's how you think, how you tend to communicate with others is very. You're not afraid to kind of talk about dark shit.
Yeah.
You like it. You're most fulfilled.
Do you want to run down on the houses real quick?
Go.
And then me next.
Yeah, we can do.
So the first house, I think you said, it was like personality. So it's like yourself, appearances, beginnings, body, first impressions, attitude, identity. Second house, money, work, income, daily routines, values, material possessions, habits, etc. 3 is the mind / thinking, communication, siblings, social activities / interests, neighbors, early education. 4 is home, roots, family, self-care, emotions, foundations, moms, like women too. 5 is romance, love, affairs, playfulness, creativity, fertility, youthfulness, and self-expression. 6 is health, fitness, analytical nature, pets, work habits, organization. 7 is relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality. 8 is merging sex, intimacy, shared finances, inheritances, taxes. 9 is travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, so like that kind of like otherworldly. 10 is career and like long-term goals and structure and that sort of masculine energy that goes with it.
Oh, I need to know that one.
I do like
You have some
my
10th house.
Venus is in Aries and it's in the 10th house, so like I like to build. So like me and
Venus
Oriana,
is in Aries and it's in the 10th house.
you like to, do you have a Venus Aries? I wouldn't be surprised because Oriana knows like 5 people that are Pisces Sun, Venus, Aries, Venus. It's wild. But for the last one, last
crazy.
2, 11 is groups, friends, socializing, and 12 is like endings, healings, spirituality. 12 is the most spiritual one, right?
Yep.
12 is the most spiritual house. So as Oriana, as a 12th house Leo, makes sense as to how deeply she knows all of this stuff.
All right. So I got a question, and we're going to get to Spencer, and then we're going to start to wrap up.
Go for it.
When you say spiritual, and this is way out of left field, like y'all motherfuckers can like talk to ghosts and shit? Or is that like a whole nother conversation?
Yes and no. We're not like trying to like do a seance.
No, right. But like you know how there's some people that like, oh, I could feel the spirits in this room. I could, you know what?
yeah.
But that's also had to do with like your intuition and like that power too. Because you know, with us being Puerto Rican, you know that ancestral. is
Right,
big.
right,
We talk
right.
to our ancestors talk to us. So it's like more of
Right.
that sort of thing. than,
Uh-oh,
like,
she about to
actual
talk some shit.
I don't personally see things.
You don't see
Meaning,
dead people?
Like, I don't see ghosts. I don't communicate
Yeah.
with them. I don't technically like. I'm not
I
searching
don't
for a
see dead people.
presence. So like I don't experience their presence.
Mm.
That doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
I'm just not open to experiencing that. I think once you open yourself to experiencing that, that becomes a whole different world that I'm not willing to dive into
Is
until
that,
I have
like,
enough.
mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
mediumship, people who practice like speaking to
Right.
at the afterlife. That's a thing, but I don't feel comfortable.
Right. There's like
It's-
literally a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Like
Got you.
in
you.
Umbrella
different
Academy, Klaus had the worst power, bro. Like he had the best and the worst power.
What was his?
He spoke to dead people. Like he sees dead people.
Mm.
I would hate that. His dad used to lock him in a crypt.
Yeah, no.
Facts.
Like what? That's bugged out.
All right, let's get into
Let's do the
Spencer.
big guy. Let's do the big guy.
Aquarius, Sun, Taurus, Moon.
Gang,
What was your
gang.
rising?
Pisces, but I think it's
Pisces?
Mercury or Venus. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Your ascendant is Aries.
Aries. Ooh,
Oh, you spicy.
spice.
People see you. People see
I
you
like hot
and
sauce.
they think you're very
like
like,
hot sauce.
that you have like strong like willpower. That you are you impulsive by any means? No.
Nah,
People
very
see you that
calculated.
way. People see you as kind of like a
I'm impulsively
Like
calculated.
But
Okay.
you've got the analytical aspect to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aries are one of the most headstrong signs.
That was my ex.
Yeah, my mother's an
Yeah.
Aries.
Not afraid to express themselves by any means.
That part.
Yeah, so that's how you perceive yourself to the world. But your Mercury is in Aquarius, so you think the same way that you act.
You communicate.
You
Greatness.
you think and
Greatness, yeah.
process and communicate the same way, exact ways you portray yourself to the world.
Yeah. So I was, and I feel like, I guess y'all can answer objectively based on what you know about my signs.
Yeah.
And then the 3 other people in here can answer this. I was told recently that
True.
it was like, the person was like, I don't know if I should say it like this, but I feel like sometimes you have a God complex.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Bro. That's not how I took that at all.
No,
No,
they were
Like
saying
a bigger.
they were saying as if like almost not my way's the highway, but it's kind of my way or
Like
the
you
highway.
know all.
But it's kind of like when I
Yeah.
speak about certain
Yeah.
things, it's like a superiority
So
thing.
I have this thing about Spencer, right? That when he does not understand something, he malfunctions. Like legit. Like if you look at him, he's like he legit malfunctions. But even further to that, if he is, and I've told him this before, this is not anything like he hasn't heard.
Y'all aren't gonna break up after this.
Hey,
No.
listen, we could be the next Jesus and Mero.
No.
Just give us the money first.
Rip.
If he's speaking to someone that he does not like see value or is not like on his level, not that he doesn't like, not that he dismisses them and just like whatever, but he's just like, I can't do this. And he's laughing because he knows it's true.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I feel like I'm a very like open
But
person.
that's Aquarius.
Oh, okay.
That's really Aquarius of you. It's like not even like the God complex, but just feeling like you need people to be like to see your vision in order to connect with them. It's like
yeah.
And
Like,
do
Here
you
I
like
am like,
don't-
peace,
you're like,
love,
I don't
happiness,
get it.
good art. Yes, everybody love.
you're like, what's the missing dot? Like, why don't you get it?
But do you also like sometimes feel like you're like extraterrestrial? Like not really of this planet.
It's a big nigga.
Yeah, facts. I definitely feel like misunderstood 90%
Yeah.
of the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I need to explain this in a way that you can understand me and see it from my point of view. Because I feel like I'm good at seeing other people's point of views, but it's different when it comes to viewing mine. They're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And you expect them to see it just as easily as you see theirs.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
patient with the explanation though?
Depends if they're on my level.
Okay. But like even that, like how do you judge someone to say that they're on? Because like is that an ego thing?
No, it's my intuition. It's my observation of like their emotional maturity, their intellect, what they're capable of taking in, how they communicate, and
So it's pretty calculated.
Yeah. Like when I meet someone within 10 seconds, like I know so much about them that they probably don't know. Like I know some people who have a limp in their left knee, so if I need to take them down, I'm clipping that.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're gonna start to wrap up because this motherfucker is crazy.
I just
Oh,
want to
man.
say that was a little weird of you.
Oh no.
Like have you ever seen Van Helsing?
Yes.
So like the part where they fall into like Frankenstein's lair or like the giant's lair, and he's describing it. And he's like he's got a limp in his left leg. He's like, how do you know he's got a limp? He's like, well, he's right behind you. But I'm like, yeah, that's me.
So Spencer's Van Helsing.
Oh yeah.
But
Dope.
I mean, bro, we've been chopping it up for over an hour,
Wow.
and it never feels like it, right?
Not at all.
Wow.
Like it
That's
never feels like it. What's up, brother? Come on the show. Tell a friend and tell a mom, tell the auntie.
Was that a colonizer or no?
Nah.
Okay. Bald black man.
Yeah. But yeah. So we normally end every episode with your 15 seconds of fame. I can find something. Look at that camera. Look at whatever camera you want. Drop your gems. It doesn't have to. Wow. Why did we start and stop right at the same time?
I don't know, but it's also funny. Like we didn't know your name. I don't know if you told her. We didn't know your name was Jem. Like we thought it was Jen.
Jen.
Oh my God, I can't.
Hello, my name is Jennifer.
Yeah,
like-
so it is Jem?
No.
Oh, I was like,
No, Jem are actually my initials.
really?
Yeah, my mom blessed me.
Oh,
Yeah.
good woman.
Yeah, so what's the G stand for?
Gabriella.
Okay, you look like a Gabriella. It's the curly hair.
Word. So yes, drop your 15 seconds of fame. It doesn't have. You could talk about what we just talked about. It doesn't have to do anything that we just talked about, and then we'll go that way and with me, and then call it a wrap.
Word. It's starting with me.
It is.
Cool. Yeah, I think, like I said in the beginning, come to the CAF, guys. We got some really, really dope threads. Follow us on Instagram. We're the CAF by Cafeteria. Also follow me on Instagram. It's 1999.gem, Gem. But yeah, tune
Short for Gabrielle.
Gabriella. Yep. I'm not gonna say the full name because I don't know who's out there. But
Smart.
but yeah, follow us. Follow the store more than me. That's more important.
Follow both of them.
Okay, follow both of them.
Both of them.
Next.
Yeah, so this has been very eventful.
Is this what you were expecting?
No, I'm very bad at like talking for the first time, so like I was super intimidated. But this has been great.
But you killed it.
That makes so much
Oh,
sense.
Give her a hand clap. Give her a hand clap. Hit her with a hand clap. Hit her with a hand clap.
But yeah, you can follow me on social media. I have a new art page, so slowly things are rolling out, and you can support me there. Anything that gets bought in the month of September gets 50% donated to the American Foundation of Suicide
Drop the IG
Prevention.
Drop the tag.
@_lost souls. Souls is spelled SOLZ. Thank you.
SOLZ. Word. So it's me. This was a dope episode.
Had fun.
Thank y'all for coming on. To be honest, I don't really have much. I don't really have a 15 seconds of fame. Like, follow us, like, comment, interact. Yeah, we kind of cool. And you know, we're getting more followers all around the country. I got some clients that be tapping in, respond, like texting me like, yo, this is such a good convo. So we appreciate y'all. Keep sending the feedback.
Hey.
Yes. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you much. I'm sure it will not be the last time. This was great. And it was crazy because it was like,
So spur of the
right.
moment,
It was just like, yo, actually, I know somebody. We can come on. Yeah. So great. Appreciate you guys for coming. Ash Bagash, Bri Guy. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do for us. CAF, follow them. Come down here. Bro, even on like a Friday night or something, like there's always vibes in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
even
drove
if-
by. I was like, oh.
Even if you're not coming, come and shop.
Right.
But even if you're not coming,
Spend your money. Yeah.
like you just stop in, and I guarantee you, like the energy in here. Speaking of energy, you guys will meet dope people, dope vibes, dope energy. Like this spot is very, very amazing.
the
So
CAF is where it's at.
Unique.
CAF is where it's at. Bars. But yes, my 15 seconds of fame is never turn secrets to information. Whatever somebody told you, it was for your ears and your ears only. And what I'm about to tell you is not for just your ears. It's tell everybody this is the best motherfucking podcast in CT because we about to take over the world and it's a wrap. Yes.